All right, this is going to be an episode of Rate My Date from my Sunday brunch. So here goes. Overall, I'm going to tell you that I give this date a 3 out of 10, and here's why. He looked like his pictures pretty much, a little heavier than his pictures, but he was tall, he was attractive, he was successful, he was smart. He picked a great restaurant. All those things are great, so I'm going to give him props for that. But I will tell you, here I go again on another date with someone that asks me not one question. He does not know where I live, what I do for a living, how old my kid is. He knows nothing about me. Nothing. And I hate those, what's your favorite color? I don't mean that, but just a regular conversation back and forth like a tennis match. I asked him a ton of questions. He didn't ask me anything back. It was actually weird. At the end of the date, I really got the impression that he was a player, but he told me he wanted to see me again. When I said to him, you don't know anything about me, he said, what do I need to know about you? I know that I'm attracted to you. What? Holy shit. The other thing is, he didn't drink at all. Is that a deal breaker for you guys? Because I'm not sure if it is for me or not.
Good morning, guys. Guess what? I got another date with a different guy. This Saturday we're going paddleboarding, and I'm so excited about this man. Hope you have a blessed day. Bye.
Welcome. Voice activation required.
Thor.
Access denied.
Thor, son of Odin.
Access denied.
God of thunder.
Access denied.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
Damn you, Stark. Point Break.
Welcome, Point Break.
It is really getting sad seeing these divorced 50-year-old single moms attempt to re-enter the dating market and then deal with struggles and frustrations and anger that she really didn't have to deal with if she just stayed married, right? I mean, it's just, imagine being her kid, right? And she divorces your dad. And then seeing her on the same dating apps that you're on. That's weird. That's gross. And then any guy friends you have that say they don't like you or they're mad at you, they try to message your mom to get back at you. I mean, this is just crazy town. Right? This is just crazy town. Back in the day, these 50-year-old women would have stayed married to their husbands, right? They would have had really little choice but to make it work. And you know what? Back in the day, couples did make it work, right? Many of these couples you see sometimes roaming around the mall or your Costco or just taking a walk in the park that are still holding hands. Those are those couples that just barreled through it all, barreled through their differences, and just found a way to make it work for the sake of the children, for the sake of their marriage, for the sake of their commitment to God, because that's what marriage is. And when you break that commitment, you get divorced, you're breaking your commitment to God. And 75% of divorces are, by the way, filed by the woman, not by the man. They're filed by the woman. And it's usually for reasons of selfishness, to be honest with you. I mean, that's what I've seen. I have not really seen any legit reasons to divorce their husbands. Some might say, oh, he was abusive. He's abusive. It's like, you did not see this when you were dating before you married the guy? No, he hit it well. No, he didn't. You saw the red flags and you just decided to ignore them. Okay? That's how you ignored the red flags. This is why I always tell these girls, vet your partner, right? Use your 20s. You should be using your 20s to round up as many men as you can, right, that you can choose from, and choose the best one, right? Make sure you vet him, make sure he's not some crazy ass or has warrants or, you know, is abusive. If you see any red flags, then don't continue dating him. Just go on to the next guy and then find yourself a good guy. And then once you find that guy, which you will, especially if you're just even like a 5, you can definitely find that guy. You don't have to be, you know, some drop-dead gorgeous guest model. I mean, you could be a 5 as a female and you could find yourself a husband like that. You just gotta lower your standards just a bit, right? Stop shooting out of your league like a lot of these harpies do that end up forever staying solo, flying solo by themselves and never finding a man. Okay, so these chicks in their 50s that are out there, there's no reason for that, right? There's no reason for that. And I mean, if I were in their shoes, I would be embarrassed, right? I would be embarrassed. And many of them are. And this is why so many of them don't like getting questions from relatives, family members, or anyone else in their social circle asking them, why are you still single? How come you're not married? How come you don't have kids? How come you don't have grandchildren? You know, they get tired of hearing that stuff because it's embarrassing. It makes them feel like a failure. And not only that, but more honestly, it makes them look as if they just can't keep a man, which is totally true. They can't, right? They don't, you know, this is the reason why these chicks, you know, forever remain single, is because they don't know how to treat a man. I've always said there's a big difference if you ever talk to a married woman in her 50s versus a single woman in her 50s. You'll notice right away. The single woman in her 50s is a lot more disrespectful, a lot more blunt. She's a lot less feminine, a lot more masculine, definitely less submissive. She's more quick to correct you, talk down to you, berate you. If you say anything out of line, she'll jump right on you. Whereas for the married woman, she's just more generous. She's more giving. She's more nurturing. She will sit there and listen. She will actually listen to you, not just like wait for her turn to bark back at you, but she will sit there and listen to what you have to say. She'll try to give you helpful advice. I mean, you'll feel like you're almost like talking to your mom, right? I mean, it's such a big difference. So when I see these single women on these dating apps, I just laugh my ass off. They could get a date with any guy. And usually the guys that they get dates with are these blue pill simps who don't know any better. They haven't woken up yet. They haven't found content like this yet. Because once they do, they stop dating these chicks like overnight. They just stop, right? They change their filters on their little profile and they're like, okay, none of this 50 and above. I'm lowering it. You know, I'm lowering it to 30 and above, or 25 and above, or 18 and above. They start lowering it, so they start accessing younger women, and then they quickly find, like, oh, I can easily date women 10 years younger. It's not a big deal. 15, 20 years younger. It's not a big deal. Why am I settling for these 50-year-old women who are my age that all they do is act like they're the prize, talk down to me, don't appreciate me, don't value me, act as if they're doing me a favor? Why am I dealing with this? And then they stop. Right? They stop dating these grandmas. You know, because essentially that's what they are. I mean, they're in their 50s. They're essentially grandmas at this point, or they should be grandmas. Yet they're still out there, you know, they're still out there acting like 22-year-olds. Yeah, it's really gross, man. It's really creepy. But those are just my thoughts. And then these chicks are shocked when these guys, you know, don't want to commit to them, don't want to settle for them. I mean, even the woman we featured in tonight's first video, where she was talking about how the guy showed up and he looked like his pictures, and he was tall and he was attractive and successful. I mean, I'd love to pull that guy aside. I'd love to pull him by his ear and go, hey man, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing, dude? Well, I'm just trying to go out with the lady. I'd be like, why? Why are you settling? Why are you cutting yourself short? Why are you not valuing your own SMV? Okay? Why aren't you respecting yourself enough to not date a female who is much less attractive to you than you? Obviously, I mean, you know, she's saying he's attractive. I don't think she would be his equal. You know, and the fact that she said that he talked about himself the whole time, I'm like, can you blame him? Because he knows he's sitting there wasting his time. I mean, something inside of him, as blue pill as he is to show up to that date, something inside of him is telling him that I'm wasting my time and I might as well just sit here and yap about myself. Because she said he didn't ask her a single question about herself. Right? And all he said was like, oh, well, I know I'm attracted to you. He probably just wanted to, you know, do a little dumpster diving, which a lot of these guys will do, right? I mean, I still have not yet heard a single story of any of these women in their 50s, like, leave their husband and get on these dating apps and then find their forever man. And that guy married her off, put a ring on her finger, and they rode off on a white horse into the sunset. I have not heard that single success story. Not a single one. Okay? Not a single one. If this were a product, right? And imagine we're selling this product and not a single person got success. Well, you know what we call that product? A scam, right? But that's the scam these girls have been brainwashed into. They've been fed lies. They've been lied to believe that you don't need your husband, you don't need your family, you don't need your man, you can go on it alone, and you know what? The world is your oyster. You'll have plenty of options. You'll be happy, girl. You do you. You do you, girl. YOLO, YOLO, hot girl summer, hot girl summer. And then they quickly realize it's not hot girl summer, it's fog summer. And then they realize the truth. Like, man, this is hard. You see a number of these chicks. I have not really even seen a single video of any of these females in their, in their 40s, 50s, and beyond, even their 30s and beyond, talking about how great it is to be single on these apps and how, like, they're meeting fabulous men and they're being treated well. I'm being treated with respect. These guys are just, they value me. They appreciate me. They really appreciate my intelligence. No. They're going on their social media and complaining about how they're being ghosted. They're complaining about how guys are not emotionally available. I can't find a guy who's emotionally available. They're complaining about guys who are essentially, all these guys are essentially just using them as a sperm dumpster. Because that's what you become. If you decide that you don't want to get married and settle down and be a good traditional wife in your 20s, you're essentially deciding to become a whore. Right? Because if you sleep around with a variety of men, strange men that you meet on dating apps, what does that make you? Right? Guys that you have one-night relationships with, 1 week relationships with, 1 month relationships with, where they have sex with you and then they disappear, and then you're on to the next guy who has sex with you and he disappears. They're essentially using you as a sperm dumpster, right? And then you're sitting here complaining about how, you're not getting treated right and you're not getting valued. I mean, the time for that is 10 years earlier, right? When you're at the peak of your power, when you're at the height of your youth, fertility, and your eggs are, your eggs are still healthy and fertile. That's the time to do that. That's the time you could get the high value guy who will appreciate you, who will value you. Because why? Because he wants the rest of those 20s, right? That you have. That's valuable to him. I always say, take lots of photos, right? Take lots of pictures. Me and my girl, we take lots of pictures, right? In case I do go the distance with her, there's transactional value there. So that's what guys want. They want to get some of that. But the moment you turn 30, you really don't have much to offer after that, right? I could say this a million times. Guys don't care about your job. We don't care how much money you make. We don't care how much money you have in your bank account. Why? Because we know we'll never benefit from any of that. I mean, women are the cheapest creatures on the planet. You're not going to be buying us stuff. You're not going to be like wining and dining us and, making it rain, buying bottle service. You're not going to do that for us. So it's not going to benefit us, So when these corporate women come on their social media, talk about how guys are intimidated by them, you have to laugh at that, because it's just, it's just so untrue. Because guys know once they start dating a woman with a corporate career, they know that she's a ball buster, and she's just going to be coming home to break their balls. And most of these career chicks are pretty manly and pretty insufferable, and they're constantly trying to compete with you. And it's not like guys are intimidated. It's just we want to come home to something soft and that smells good and is pretty and looks good and is fit, right? We don't want to come home to a dude who wants to compete with us. I mean, imagine it's like having a basketball court in your living room. Every time you come home, your partner wants to play like one-on-one with you. And it's like, sometimes, can't we just chill and watch a movie? Oh, guess you're intimidated. Guess you think you can't beat me. It's like everything's a freaking competition because they've turned into dudes. Where, what guys want? We want femininity, right? We want, again, something that's soft and smells good and appreciates the fact that, you know, we're men and you're a woman. Simple as that. As always, drop your comments, gentlemen, in the comments below. Always love to see you guys, my comments. Always love to read them. So drop your comments below and I will try to read as many of them as possible. So I'll see you in the comments. So until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets signing out. Go ahead and smash that like button below. Also, guys, make sure you hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube channel. More importantly, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel, okay? Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton. It tells YouTube that you are loving my videos, you're digging it. You want me to come out here to Vegas even more and shoot more coaching videos for you that can help you, educate you, and take you to the next level in life. Take you into a whole new dimension that the mainstream parents-teacher society never ever taught you about, never even told you about, because they themselves weren't aware of it, right? So please make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months of Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students are out there cold approaching and closing every single week. I kid you not, every single week, no matter what chaos is going on in the world, no matter what nonsense is going on out there, we are still making things happen. That is the absolute best way to support my work, by jumping into 7 Months of Mastery. And right now, the first month is only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. It's only $1. And all you need to do to get signed up is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.